Hello.
It's all about Ghanaian languages. It's all about Ghanaian languages. It's all about Ghanaian languages.
Hello, good day wherever you are, and welcome to today's lesson with Hunia. And today we are looking at the Efutu Basics 2. So it's still on the Efutu language. So my Efutu people, per your request, we are continuing with all what we've done. So now there is a playlist for the Efutu and Awutu language. So that this lesson is attached to the playlist. So kindly locate the playlist so that you can track all the lessons in the Efutu language. Okay, so without much time we waste, let's just begin. How do you call a human being in Efutu? That's osa. 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 And what of a being? Well, there's no word for a being, so it's still osa. So osa means human. Osa also means being. Osa. Then we have God. God is Yompo. 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 So Yompo. So we can say something like Yompo Moshirao. Yompo Moshirao. Okay, Yompo Mo. Now Mo is a one word to mean like him. Okay, so then God he bless you. Like that's the way it's expressed in the photo. Yompo Moshirao. So then let's go to how to say house. House is Ewuso. Ewuso, that's house. Ewuso. But home is Ewusoto. Ewusoto. So I'm going home. Mawe Ewuso. Mawe Ewuso. Now don't forget in Efutu we have the liaison, if you remember from basics 1. So ma wo ewusu, but then the wo and then the a gets together and becomes ma we ewusu. Then let's have to say right now, that's sesi mo afa. Sesi mo afa, but now sesi mo afa is one word, that's sesi ma afa. Okay, so there's sesi mo afa, then the mo and then the afa joins together to form sesi ma afa. So the in Efutu right now is sesi. But the instance I'm supposed to say here, but says here is akanized, or it has been corrupted by akan. But then the right to the sesi. Okay, so ses mafa or sesi. That's all. Now, you want to say something like I'm coming home. Ma beuso. Ma beuso. Ma beuso. Ma beuso bayato. Ma beuso bayato. I'm coming home to see something. Ma beuso bayato. So remember from Efutu Basics 1, we have this lesson is actually a build up on Efutu Basics 1. So then if you haven't visited Efutu Basics 1, kindly visit before you continue with this lesson. Okay, so how do you say I am tired? I am tired is mefina. 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 Actually, it's supposed to be mefina, but then there is the N sound. Okay, now the N is a particle, so it stands alone. It is not joined to any word. It's a particle, so mefina. Now, we have I am sick. Now, I am sick, it is medo. 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 So medo, that's I am sick. Sometimes you can also say mi ho one fam. Mi ho one fam. Mi ho one fam. Okay, yeah. So that's me one fam or me dog. That's I'm sick. Now, you want to call water in Efutu. That's insu, insu. But in Awutu they say inchu. So water is insu, but in Awutu they say inchu. So want to say something like I'm drinking water. Menunsu, menunsu, or maba benunsu, maba benunsu. I'm coming to drink water. Maba benunsu, or mabe uso benunsu, mabe uso benunsu. I'm coming home to drink water. Or ma wenunsu, okay, ma wo enunsu, something like that. Then ma wenunsu. Okay, now let me explain this here. We have la and le in Efutu. We have the la and the le. La is continuous, le is also continuous. But then sometimes when la and le joins to pronouns or continuous auxiliaries, the L vanishes. So for example, melaba, the melaba, okay, the L will vanish and liaise with the me and become maba. So we have, so to understand it, but let's go to Awutu. Awutu though will say meaba, okay, meaba. So you read that the me and then the la. So they don't really liaise, so meaba. But in Efutu they liaise, so maaba. So the instance where like it's supposed to be mele nunsu, but then the mele, okay, the le and then the me joins together and becomes menunsu or menunsu to be simplified. Menunsu. So you have to pay attention to this liaison. Efutu is full of liaison, so there are times where you see sound changes. So these sound changes, you must pay careful attention to them. Otherwise, the language may confuse you, but it's not really confusing if you understand the basic concept of liaison. Okay, so liaison is spelled on the screen, so you can kindly Google out liaison to understand more about it, and it will help you. Okay, so then let's learn how to call food. Food is eluto, eluto. So then I'm eating. So then I am eating. Medeluto. Now we have medeluto and medeluto. One is like I will eat, and one is I am eating. Okay, but there are instances where you interchange the sound. So medeluto, I'm eating. Medeluto, I will eat. So please, the rising sound, okay, is more like I will, future. Then the continuous sound, that's the, or the flat sound, that's the I am. Medeluto. So mena kwame ledeluto. Mena kwame ledeluto. Mena kwame anedeluto. Okay, mena kwame ane ledeluto. But then the anele, then it liases to ane deluto. Ane deluto. Mena kwame ane deluto. So let's learn how to call air in Efutu. Air is efun. 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 So the air is blowing. Efun lada. Efun lada. So efun lada, air is blowing, or efun lada. Then we have light. Light is kane. Kane. So kane bo eye. Kane bo eye. So there is light here. Kane bo eye. So I'm going to explain the Efutu particle bo. Bo means to have. Bo means to be positioned. So I am home. Me bo euso. Me bo euso. So me bo euso. Me bo euso. So the O and then the A liaises to form a W sound. Me bo euso. Now let's learn how to say room. Room is you go. Igo. So mebo yigo nito. Mebo yigo ito. Mebo yigo ito. Now the mebo yigo the means the in Efutu, but then it acts like a particle. So then it joins the e attached the to. Then can mebo yigo nito. So mebo yigo nito. Okay. It's kind of complicated, but I understand. We have another Efutu liaison like honewo. Honewo. It's more like hona iwo. Take and it go. But then hona iwo, the na and then the e joins together. Honewo. So take it away. So we can link it is honewo. Honewo, take it away. Well, I will not really claim that Efutu is that easy. Well, it is a bit complicated due to the liaison. But then if you pay attention to latte, it's closely related to latte, chiripon, enumbusu, enkunya. It's closely related. So if you can maybe pay attention to some of the latte lessons here, you pay attention to Efutu, it will make sense much better. Because Efutu is Guan, latte is also Guan. So then learning another Guan, which is closely related to Efutu, will even make things more simple, because latte and chiripon are simplified forms of Efutu. Okay. So then let's take something like Nei is in the room. Nei mobo igo nito. Nei mobo igo nito. Or nine mobo igo nito. Or dede mobo igo nito. Now, Efutus have a wonderful culture that blends with the Gans. Efutus are culturally oriented to the Gans. So they name like the Gans. They have their Plejo festival just like the Gans. They celebrate the Akumesi festival just like the Gans. They do everything like the Gans. So even their names, their chieftains is just like the Gan people. So that's one thing you should know. If you are new to Efutu, they do everything like the Gans. So the Gans have this, especially the Nungwa people, and also they have the Osu Guan, the Guan. And also Nungwa people have this name, Labi and Otu. And in Efutu land we have the Penchi Otu shrine, the name Labi, and stuff, and it goes on like that. Okay. So inside, how to say inside? Inside is ito. You can say to or ito. Okay. So the e is put in braces. So top. So maybe like moboto, he is inside. Moboto, he is inside. Or mobo ito, he is it inside. Or mobonito, or he is inside it. So the instances said to be ito, the other said to be to. But then we have ato. Ato, that's 10. So let's say something like ariato. 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 Now you notice the sound ari. So HW together. Ariato. That's why when we are spelling sh in Efutu, we don't use the account way. We all use the HYW to mean sh. Then the HW, because there are HW sounds in Efutu. Ariato. So ariato is sand. That's why we sound like eluto. That's food. So the to can have varied meanings, whether inside or thin. We can also say asuto. Asuto is the earth or the land. Asuto. Okay, so now how do you say I in Efutu? Now we have I and me. I is me. Me with the falling accent. Me. And but me is Amy. Amy. So it is only with I that the accent falls on it. But with me, the accent doesn't fall on it. Now, what of you? You is wo, wo. So when it's a subject you, it is o, but when it is the object you, it is wo. But then we have the ewu as well. It is supposed to be ewo, but then they've been influenced by fancy over time. So now they say ewu. So we will not say ewo, but we'll say ewu. Okay. Now, how do you say he, she, it? Now we have mo. Mo simply means he, she, or it, and mo also means him or her in Efutu. Now, mo cuts across every Guan language, but in every Guan language, mo means only him. But in Efutu, it is both subject and object. Mo. In NZEMA, mo is more like an interjectory pronoun. So like belengbuli mo suavole. That's this I'm speaking in NZEMA. Belengbuli mo suavole. So the mo. God his angel. Okay, God his angel. So the mo in NZEMA is more like, what's the name? A relative pronoun, or it's just liaises them together, or just like a conjunction. Okay, so in NZEMA it is mostly lost, but then it's seen in just saying his or hers. That's all. Now let's learn how to call a language in Efutu. That's Atale. Atale. Okay. Some say Atale, some also says Atale. So we use both. Atale or Atale. Atale. So let's say, who is he talking to? Mona eni latal. Mona eni. Eni means who? Mona eni latal. Mona eni latal. Okay, Mona eni latal. Mona eni latal. So, but like we liaise. So Mona eni latal. Mona eni latal. So Mona eni latal. That's how you hear the Futu say it. Mona eni latal. Mona eni latal bunte. Who is he talking to over there? Or who is she talking to over there? Mona eni latal bunte. Mona eni latal bunte. Okay. Now, we want to say Efutu language. That's Efutu Atalen. Efutu Atalen. Okay, Efutu Atalen. So the sound. That's, it means the Efutu Atalen. Mark Efutu Atalen. Now we have Kan and we have Atale. Kan is speak. Atale is language. But then Atale also means discuss or communicate. So maybe Kan Efutu. So when you ask someone to speak a language, you say Kan Efutu, Kan Inkra, Kan Fante, Kan NZEMA, okay, Kan Aigbe, Kan Dangbe. But then when you want to add a language, Kan Inkra Atalen. Okay. Now understand Gan. Meka Inkra. Meka Inkra. So now we have Meka. That's I understand. Now I told you that we have the particle. So when we say Meka, that's I understand. But Meka, I hear. So do you hear Onka? Mpocho Menka. Yes, I understand. When they add the particle, then it is I understand. As in, I hear you. But when you take off the particle, then it is I understand, as in a language. So, meka, then menka. Okay. So, I speak Ga. Meka Inkra Atalen. Meka Efutu Atalen. Meka Breku or Meka Owutu. Meka Kriafasa. Meka Butu. Meka Late. Meka Gonja. Meka Mfanto. Okay. I am is mede. Mede. So mede senye ni. Midi senye ni. I am from Senya. Midi efutu ni. I am efutu. Midi breku ni. I am from breku, or I'm from Ewutu. Now it is Awutu breku. So midi breku ni. Normally efutus call Awutu breku, but brekus call themselves Owutu. So midi breku ni, and then or midi butu ni. Okay, or midi chumbulu ni. But now, what of I am not? Now we have the Efutu negatives, but we will pause here for now. And also, I would like to introduce at this juncture the book Know Ghana Better. If you are in Ghana or within the West African region, you can look down the Africa Read, because it is purposely for Africans, West Africans, to buy from there. Okay, so the book is now out. And also, if you are within out of Africa, you use the Amazon Kindle link below. The book purposely tells about the histories of Ghana, the cultures. So if you are a tourist now coming to Ghana, the book will guide you to locate communities, know the histories, the festivals, tourist sites, what the people have to offer, their language, everything about Ghana. So that it's like you have your own tourist guide without needing to pay for extra services. As well, you can get interesting stories all in the book, and the book is just an experience on its own. So we'll pause here for now, but there will be an official launch on this channel on the book of the book Know Ghana Better. But for now, thank you very, very much for staying with me, and expect more lessons on Efutu. And kindly locate the playlist, because this is attached to a playlist where to contain the Awutu language as well as the Efutu. And Awutu lessons will start flowing very soon. Thank you very, very much. Midanase. Bye.
Go.